The shirt's this one. Oh, this way. Oh, okay, cool. That's a good shirt too. Hey, my Legion, how y'all doing today? A lot of things like happen with my channel. I don't know, from day to day what videos I'm going to post. Usually, sometimes I do try to schedule videos if I have a whole bunch, and I know I upload a lot. Now, tomorrow I go back to work, so the videos at nighttime are going to slow down. They're not going to be as many. I want to plan on doing doing my thoughts on the new season of American Grit. I already did a video called American Grit versus Strong, the Sylvester Stallone show. Whereas the Sylvester Stallone show is pretty terrible, American Grit was really good. But they changed, tonight was the premiere of American Grit. On Sunday night, which is supposed to be Animation Domination, but for a while it's been a lot of live action shows. I missed most of Bob's Burger. I was talking to Heather on the phone, but that's okay. And the new season of American Grit premiered tonight with John Cena hosting. You saw that little video of that. My personal message to John Cena, which was really funny. And I want to give you my thoughts. They completely changed the direction of the show. Last time it was supposed to be like military type, things that people would go through to see who was the toughest, who had the most American grit, who had the most grit. And they had like different sergeants and drill sergeants and people from the military, and they were all pretty tough. Now, what happened this season is he did a big introduction of like what American Grit is, and they had a lot of humor in it. And I guess they were taught what this season is. They took 4 people from the military to help these people out, these 17 contestants on the show out. And they didn't even say what they get as far as if they win. He didn't even mention a monetary prize, but it consists of one tough drill sergeant, a regular tough drill sergeant, who you would see expected on the other show. Another guy from the military that bases his training on comedy, on jokes and stuff, which is really different. A girl that from the military who wants to be your friend and help you get through things. And then another lady from the Marines that is like a single mom, and she's more of a motherly figure. Completely, different from the other season. There was nothing wrong with the other season, believe me. I love the other season. But they're doing a different direction. Then they had these people, before they were trying to prove something. They proved that they're still tough after all this time. This time, these are people that kind of lost it. Lost their spark. Lost their courage in some ways. And trying to gain it back and try to get their grit back. That's what John Cena get their grit back. Like one guy that has one girl that's afraid of everything. One girl that likes to quit all the time. People that just not team player. And people that just kind of like people say they won't survive. Or something. They not lost their will to live, but lost their spark. Lost what makes them there. Lost their toughness, and try to get it back, and try to be more like themselves. Try to help themselves out. Because they didn't do that last season. It was like they were trying to prove something. This season they're trying to help people. And some of the characters seem kind of phony. At least at the beginning of the show, when they showed them doing really goofy stuff. Just like I watched that show, My Kitchen Rules. Now, there was a show after that I didn't bother to watch at all that looked like they had some really fake people on there. They were really acted up for the cameras and stuff like that. That's why I feel like some of the people in this one were. Not as much as that show, though. I didn't bother watching. I can't remember what the show was called. But this one, and they had like a thing where they have like all these cabins. There's 16 beds and there's 17 people, so one person be sleeping on the floor. And then one guy said that they lied, said it was his bed, and then they ended up tricking that guy, and the guy ended up having to sleep on the floor. That one guy, Sherman's a real asshole, and he was having problems with people and stuff. Regardless, they started doing their stunts, and they were trying to figure out who was going to get eliminated first. And they had like this is where it really started getting interesting. They had like a giant crane with all these ropes, and you're supposed to be suspended by your heels and dunked into the water and then brought back up. Everybody was like, close by, and it was done over and over repeatedly. And then if you wanted to quit, you'd pull on bungee cord and it'd send you in the water, and you'd be the first one to go because it was supposed to eliminate someone. Well, I don't want to say anything, but that didn't happen. No one quit. But it's still really interesting. And then the final elimination as who went home, I didn't like. It was like they had like this contest where John Cena, well, this was on John Cena right here. John Cena said you're supposed to hold this beach ball on top of your head and spin. And everyone had on to spin. They were spinning around. And then they were saying, you better reiterate that. And then John Cena said, yeah, I screwed up. I didn't tell it to you right. Because everybody was doing that. What he wanted you to do was hold the beach ball and then spin it with your hands like that. And eventually your arms would get fatigued and tired. Just like in basic training, we were supposed to hold our, in Larn road march, we were supposed to hold our M16 out like this. Or like this. Or like this. Like that, different ways. And then your arms would get tired. And then they end up picking people for their team. And they didn't pick the last person. And then one person would go home and they didn't get picked. I don't think the way they picked this, that they ended that was right. I don't see anything wrong with that person. They should have got rid of Sherman. But that's my opinion. I think this new season has potential, but it's a lot different than the last season. I'm still on the edge about it. I'm still on the fence about it. I don't know if it's going to be great or not, because the first season turned out was really good, really captivating. This season might be good, but there's still like fakeness in it. And they have like stuff, they filmed it differently. They filmed it in Georgia. And if you didn't know it's filmed in Georgia, they'll let you know it's right at the end. They'll say it made in Georgia with the peach and stuff, like you do on The Walking Dead. And there's scenes in front of a campfire that look a lot like Survivor. So I don't know. I don't know about this season. It looks good so far, but could end up being a flop. Because I love the last season of American Grit. Right now, as I see American Grit right now, I'd probably give it a 7.5 out of 10. So I hope you like this. It just premiered on Fox. I thought I'd post it tonight. And then I might watch an episode of I've been watching the animated Star Trek. I might watch an episode of that and then go to bed. And then start my day off tomorrow. It's supposed to be really hot. So it sucks leaving from vacation, believe it. My vacation will be over with tomorrow. Sucks. But oh well. So until next time, bye please. Take care, my legion.